Hey guys, I'm Mark from the Ovalrcteam, and today we'll be unboxing the biggest RC truck in my collection. It's the Arrma Kraton 8S from Horizon Hobby. This thing is huge. I'm excited to get started. Let's take a closer look. Oh, we landed back here in the swampy ground. Ooh, woo, it's gonna need the steam cleaner. Oh. I always thought the front of the vehicle looked like some kind of animal. Now it looks like it's eating a big chunk of grass.
There's some serious real estate in here.
I thought you were showing everybody how to run this thing.
Dude, I showed everybody how to crash it.
Yeah.
Oh, full send.
Wow.
Full send, bro.
Full send. So before we pull this beast out of the box, you guys know I like to look around the box. We got the Horizon Hobby logo up in the corner. 8S capable of 8S lipo power. Will be sticking 2 4S lipos inside this truck. 55 mile per hour. Arrma logo down in the corner. Kraton 8S 5th scale 4-wheel drive electric speed monster truck. Just look at the graphic on the front of this box. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like out of the box. Looks like we have some Spectrum components and RTR. That means it's ready to run. So now let's take a look at the side of the box. On the side of the box, looks like it's showing you some color choices that you can get this truck in, either orange or green. There's a dot underneath the green truck, so there should be a green truck inside this box. What I like to see is this box right down here in the corner. It's showing you what's included inside the box, and it's showing you what you need. You need 4 AA batteries, you need a lipo charging bag, you need a charger, and you need 2 4S lipo batteries. This side of the box has a lot of helpful information. I like to see this when I'm at the hobby shop if I'm not sure what I'm going to be buying. But on this side of the box, it shows you what's inside. You have a Spectrum transmitter, Spectrum servo with metal gears, ESC capable of 6S or 8S lipo, brushless motor, and at the bottom it shows you again what you're going to need: 4 AA batteries, a lipo safe charging bag, a charger, and 2 4S lipo batteries. And when you look down the other side of the box, you can see all the components on the truck, like the aluminum parts, the metal gears, bigger than big, actual size 8S shocks versus the 6S shocks, and the 8S gear versus the 6S gear. It looks pretty impressive. Now let's get the lid off and let's get the truck out of the box. First we'll lift this cardboard out of the way, and there's a box sitting up on top. Pull that out and set that down to the side. There's a lot of big pieces of cardboard with this big truck. Whoa. Wow. Now I'm running out of room. Before we check out the truck, you want to open up the bag and check out the owner's manual. Got some extra parts, a lug nut wrench for the wheels, and looks like an extra gear. Some stickers, a small booklet that has an exploded parts view of all the parts on the truck, and an instruction manual you should read to help you get started. Okay, we finally got the truck out of the box. Now let's take the plastic off. So I'm actually seeing this truck for the first time. I've never seen one up close. And looking at the body, it has some guards up on top of the roof. The body does have pins. And the color is a flat looking color. So the green's a flat green, flat white, and a flat black. The only real shine that you have is the stickers that are all over the truck. So it looks like the body has these little body savers and these rubber ties so you don't lose the pins. So let's pull the body pins off. Take the body off. Looking underneath the body, you can see the body's painted in silver. There's a plastic brace in the cab area and a sticker underneath that brace saying "Don't just bash, blast." And showing you guys a close-up of the body, you can see how the color is a flat color and there is no shine except for where the stickers are. So with the body off, the chassis looks really cool. You have the Arrma logo down the side. The chassis is plastic. The wing on the back is plastic. The tires are a soft rubber. And if you squeeze it, you can feel the air coming out of the tire. So it does have a little breather hole here so the tires do have a lot of give. And if we look on the bottom of the chassis, has a pretty cool graphic, and this main chassis plate here is made out of some type of aluminum or metal. All 4 shocks are made of aluminum, the springs are metal, the adjusters are made of plastic. If I hold my fist up there, you can see how big that shock is, and it has a lot of travel. The brushless motor sits on this side of the chassis. It's got some aluminum cooling fins, and it has a fan on top of the motor to keep it cool. The motor plate is red anodized aluminum, and the transmission housing is made of plastic. If you take a look down here, you can see the metal drive shafts on the front and the rear. Looking from the back of the chassis on the right hand side, you'll see the ESC. It's made of plastic and aluminum, has a fan on top, has a set button, and an on-off power button. And coming off the ESC, sitting on both sides of the chassis, is your plugs for your lipo batteries. The lipo batteries will be sitting down inside the battery tray on each side of the chassis, and they'll be held in place with the Velcro straps. Looking at the rear of the chassis, you can see that the wing is plastic, the rear bulkhead is plastic, the rear housing is also made of plastic. This tie rod going to the rear is metal, and the lower rear A-arm is plastic. Looking at the front of the chassis, you can see the bulkhead on the front is made of plastic. The upper A-arm and lower A-arm are both made of plastic, and the tie rod is made of metal. And this is what the back of the chassis looks like, and that's what the front looks like. And on the front, on the steering spindles, some of the parts are made of aluminum. Tires feel like they're made of a soft rubber with a foam inside. The rims are made of plastic, and the lug nuts are made of aluminum. Chassis feels like it has a lot of suspension. I can't wait to get the batteries inside and take it out for a test run. But first we'll open up the box with the transmitter. And we have the Spectrum DX3 transmitter. On the bottom of the transmitter is the battery door. Just slide that over like that and install the 4 AA batteries. And then slide the door back into place. On the back of the transmitter is the on-off button. Just go ahead and press that. And the LED light will turn green. On the transmitter you have a steering wheel. It does go to the right and to the left. There is some spring tension on the steering wheel. It is foam padded. It feels pretty good. Underneath the steering wheel you have a throttle trigger. Pulling that trigger toward the handle will move the truck forward. The more you pull it, the faster it'll go. And then pushing the trigger forward will put on the brake. Pushing it forward again will move the truck in reverse. Just to the left of the throttle trigger is an AB rocker switch. Right above that is a bind button, and you have 4 adjustment knobs. The knob all the way over to the left is AVC ST rate. That stands for Advanced Vehicle Control Steering Rate. You can turn that knob all the way to the right, and that'll give you steering assist if the truck starts getting out of control. You can turn this all the way to the left if you don't want any steering assist at all. The knob to the right of that is the brake rate. You can turn that knob to the right to give yourself full braking when you put on the brake, or turn it down if you'd like to tone down the braking a little bit. Next knob over to the right is ST trim, that's steering trim. With your hand off the wheel, you can give it just a little bit of throttle and adjust this knob so that way your truck drives nice and straight. And then all the way to the right you have TH trim, that stands for throttle trim. You can adjust this to make sure you have neutral in your truck. So on top of the transmitter you'll see a couple switches. You'll see ST for steering, N stands for normal, R stands for reverse. So with it switched to normal, when you steer to the right, the truck will go to the right. If you switch it to reverse, when you steer to the right, the truck will steer to the left. So you want to make sure that's switched over to normal. TH stands for throttle, and N stands for normal, and R for reverse. With it in the normal position, when you pull on the trigger, that'll move the truck forward. If you switch it over to reverse, when you pull the trigger, then the truck will go in reverse. So you want to make sure that's switched over to normal. And then you have TH limit, that's throttle limit, 50, 75, 100. So if somebody's new to the RC hobby, maybe you want to switch that over to 50, and that'll only give them 50% throttle. Otherwise, you want to have it on 100 so you get the full power of your truck. On the top left-hand side of the transmitter, you'll see Smart Battery Level. If you're using the smart batteries, this should light up and tell you how much battery power you have left on the truck. Okay, so we're ready to put our batteries inside the truck and give it a test run. I usually run these 8100C Power Hobby batteries, and they work just fine. And they do fit right down inside the truck. But I wanted more power, and I wanted longer run time, so I went with the Gens Ace bashing battery. It's an 11,000 milliamp an hour battery with 100C. It's a 4S, so we're gonna have two 4S batteries inside this truck. Just look at the size of this battery. It's got to put out a lot of power. When you hold the two batteries up together, you can see how much bigger the 11,000 milliamp an hour battery is. So when I went to mount the battery down inside the truck, I noticed it didn't fit. But with the Kraton, you can move the battery tray back, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. All right, so what you will need to do, if your battery is just a little bit bigger, you can just loosen up these two screws here and these two here and slide the battery tray back. But our battery is a lot bigger, so what you will need to do is take out these two screws and move it back one hole, and that'll widen up that battery tray so you can fit those batteries. So we'll take out both these bolts right here, and we'll do the same for the other side. And if you look real close, you can see this part right here slides inside the battery tray. It's on like a ratchet type thing, but you can spread that out if you just need to go a little bit bigger, but we need to go a lot farther. So that's why we had to remove this, and from this side here, it'll actually move the battery tray back to there. You guys can see I took out the two screws, moved them to the back two holes on each side. And with the two battery trays moved all the way back, now we can see the battery fits right in. We have everything all strapped in. We got our plugs plugged together. Batteries fit inside the trays perfect. Now we're ready to go test. Now the first thing you want to do is turn on your transmitter before you do anything. And next, you'll turn on the truck by pressing this button right here. You'll hear a series of beeps. It'll initialize. Then you're ready to go. All right, we're ready to do a speed run and find out how fast the vehicle is. We have the SkyRC GNSS Performance Analyzer mounted in the back of the bed there. And we have our app, the GNSS app. We have it set on drag at 132 feet, so we'll be able to see how fast the truck is and what the actual time is at 132 foot. All right, I got my driver Dave back there, and he's going to be doing all the test driving with the vehicle. Dave, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Let's see what it got. Now we'll see how fast the truck went. 42 mile an hour, 3.610. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Dave, what did you think of that run though? We seen that truck bounce in a wheelie off the start. We never really had that happen before, and it looked like the tires were going to blow out, and we want to do more runs here today, right?
Couldn't really even give it full throttle, so.
Yeah, so maybe, should we try one more?
Let's jump it a couple times.
Let's jump it first. Let's go do it. Pretty high grass right here. This truck has no problem maneuvering through that grass. Plenty of power left in the truck. So much fun. What do you say, let's send it over the big hill over there?
That's a good one.
All right, let's do it. Are you doing anything to make it land a little easier? What do you do when you hit a jump?
Well, I'm giving it full throttle, and then if it's nose up, then you give it brake to bring the nose down. If it's nose down, you add gas to bring the nose up.
Good.
Try to land it as flat as possible.
Here we go, we're getting a real big speed run at it. Perfect landing.
The thing just gets it.
Yeah, like an all-terrain vehicle or something. It's got so much power. So I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing and test of the Arrma Kraton 8S. This thing is a beast. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget you can join my Facebook group. That's the Ovalrc. We'll see you next time.